Algunos capataces eran muy crueles. Los azotaban y golpeaban, como se ve en las fotos.
Abdul is a child slave. We move away from the group so he can speak more freely. And through our translator, he tells us his story.
If he had a choice, he wouldn't work.
Abdul says he's from neighboring Burkina Faso. When his father died, he says, a stranger brought him to Ivory Coast. Abdul has never eaten chocolate.
Stage one is that you are indeed a slave subject to a brutal master who forces you to work for him and who beats you arbitrarily. In the second stage, the master lightens up a bit and he beats you only for breaking the rules, and he even grants you some free time.
Across South Africa and the world today, people are mourning the death of Nelson Mandela. The anti-apartheid leader spent 27 years in prison before becoming South Africa's first black and democratically elected president in 1994. Mandela was 95 years old when he died Thursday evening after struggling with a recurring lung infection. South African President Jacob Zuma delivered the news to the nation in a televised address, saying Mandela died peacefully, surrounded by his family.
Our nation has lost its greatest son. Our people have lost a father.
Antes de continuar, ¿quieren preguntar algo?
¿Y esto sigue pasando?
Today in African American Studies, I like to do a primary source investigation analyzing the concept of racism and the institution of slavery.
I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the idea of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an idea for which I hope to live. If it needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die.
The emotional scars seem much deeper. I wish I could just go to school, he says, to learn to read and write. But Yaku says he's never spent a day in school.
Stage 5, you even get to work wherever you want, but you have to remit to the master 3/7 of your wages to correspond to the 3 days out of 7 that you once worked for him. He also retains the right to recall you into service in emergencies and to increase at any time the fraction of your wages to which he lays claim.
This is Mandela's first television interview.
There are many people who feel that it is useless and futile for us to continue talking peace and non-violence against a government whose reply is only savage attacks on an unarmed and defenseless people.
El niño yuntero, carne de yugo ha nacido, más humillado que bello, con el cuello perseguido por el yugo para el cuello. Nace como la herramienta a los golpes destinado de una tierra descontenta y un insatisfecho arado. y estiércol puro y vivo de vacas trae a la vida un alma color de olivo, vieja ya y encallecida.
Nelson Mandela was jailed for 27 years. His cell was very small. The spirit of the man and others like him was quite remarkable. They managed to survive it and came out, and that, as we all have seen, resulted in majority rule in South Africa.
If slavery preceded racism, then the divisions in our society and the problems of our society can be based in economics and class, and maybe a class-based approach to or solution will be offered to that issue of division. If racism preceded slavery, then maybe the issue becomes a social issue, and a social-based solution to the divisions in society will be taken.
We have a deal for you.
What is this deal you speak of?
We'll let you out of prison for life, but it's mandatory for you to stop your acts against apartheid.
I decline that offer.
Fine, then it looks like you'll be in prison for the rest of your life.
He said often that the gift of prison was the ability to go within and to think, to create in himself the things he most wanted for South Africa: peace, reconciliation, harmony. Through this act of immense open-heartedness, he was to become the embodiment of what in South Africa we call Ubuntu. Ubuntu, I am because of you, or people are not people without other people.
Nozick's question is this: at what stage between 1 and 9 did this become something other than the tale of a slave? That's the kind of mind-blowing question that makes you rethink everything you've been taught about taxation and society, government. It's the kind of thing that makes you skeptical of government propaganda from that moment on. And that's precisely why Nozick's question is never asked.
The very right to be human is denied every day to hundreds of millions of people as a result of poverty and the unavailability of basic necessities such as food, jobs, water and shelter, education, health care, and a healthy environment.